send you to the prayer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're saying your prayers. Like,
Sorry, I'm just going to make sure this is not working, so it doesn't, not that it's going to ring, but we never know. Anyway, yeah, all good now.
Yeah. And we don't have a date to open next year yet. Probably mid-January or so, then we'll decide that.
Yeah.
And then we post on Facebook, on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully.
Right. So that's all about rise and come down hearts. Let's feel the presence here of the gratitude and having our heart of the team that came here to prepare for our last lecture of the year. Then let's be thankful to the Noel team for all the time came here. It's here that they prepared for us, that the team insisted us, our friends that came here. That's, I think as well, our people who create that opportunity. So, with this gratitude, let's ask permission to start today. Last. Well, the whole light energy on children, us and our brothers, is in fact as well.
So be it. Thank you, Jackson. Okay, so very special that tonight is the last lecture of the year. So I feel really honored to be here and talk about light and darkness. Actually, the topic that was explained into the planning was the role of darkness in light. So obviously, I'm going to explain my lecture based on that concept. But basically, I've focused today on understanding, light and darkness, not only understanding the role of darkness in light, because they are very interdependable. Let's say like this, they're completely the opposite, but at the same time, they do need each other in order to, be there. So I always like to start my lectures with pictures. Usually I actually start with phrases, sentences, quotes. And this time around, I've decided to start with pictures to really emphasize, how we see, how we portray light in terms of, our religious and spiritual beliefs. So here is a picture of an angel. And when we talk about angels, we do talk about as beings of light. And usually when you see an angel in a picture, you actually see the luminosity that comes from this being that is just so pure and such in a higher level in the hierarchy, in the spiritual hierarchy. So, to me, this is special because it shows angels are something, at least myself, I've learned about them in the Catholic tradition. I know that other traditions also, have angels as high spiritual beings. Not sure if all of them have, but what I wanted to highlight is like to live in Spiritism, when we say the light spirits, or enlightened spirits, angels in the Catholic tradition also are enlightened beings. So the light is something universal, is something that all religions actually celebrate. I know as well that like with pranic healing, they actually have a lot of their teachings based in Hinduism. And please, because you know that much more, the religious, like from Indian, it's Hinduism. Yeah, Hinduism. Yeah. So they have a lot of, and they also talk about lights and beings of light. So, that's very special. This one is the chakra, is the crown chakra that is actually located on the top of our head. And usually the crown chakra does represent the connection with the spiritual light. Is throughout this energy center that you actually receive, most of the, divine ideas, divine light. So it's the main entrance, is not the only entrance, but it's the main entrance. And obviously, usually the energy centers, they are illustrated in petals. This illustration, it's more connected to the pranic healing illustration on how the chakra would look like. And it's amazing, like you can see, maybe in this picture is not very good, but it's more like blue, but there is, the purple, the violet, that is the spiritual color also in this chakra. Interesting as well with the Catholic tradition. So this is a saint that is portrayed into this, glass art, and I have other ones here as well. Those are, Saint Joseph. There is other saints here that I'm not too sure if I'll be able to read the name. Yeah. St. Francis, where do you see St. Francis? Oh, this is the last one, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not too sure who is the... Oh, is it? So look, why did I bring the images of saints, and also this one here, actually, when I Saint Agnes, that's good, this is Saint Agnes. So I've brought those illustrations for us to really pay attention on the crown chakra, because if you actually see those pictures, most of them actually indicate, and even Jesus Christ pictures indicates the light that is always present in the crown chakra for those beings that are in the high hierarchy of are high in the level of the spiritual hierarchy, indicating they do receive lots of light, and they can transpire that via their crown chakra. And I think this is not something that it's actually, obviously coincidental. I'm pretty sure there is a purpose, and, even the Catholic tradition doesn't talk about chakras, for example, but for you to see that, it's something that is similar. So this is just a picture of a human, and, obviously we know that we are incarnated in this body. So we have this body as let's call it as a external, I don't know if this is look, just really sorry, vessel. Yeah, it's really like an external vessel, let's say, and truly what animates our body is our spiritual self, that in this picture indicates exactly how I believe actually it is. It's not that we are inside our body, we are just this light that, you know, we are much bigger than this body. So just represents the light, that's what we are, you know, inside the body. So it's not that we inside, our light actually, you know, highlights even outside, you know, and obviously we have the aura that is a reflection of, you know, this energy that is inside us, you know, revealing the properties and the quality of energy that we have, you know, while we are in this body. So it's just like illustrations really for us to see that light is definitely something that, you know, not only in spiritism, but in, you know, not West, East traditions, you know, like with Indian and things like that, and also like the Catholic. So I just wanted to start this presentation giving you a definition that I found into the Book of Spirits, when Allan Kardec actually defines the spirit as the intelligent principle of the universe. So this principle is not really new to us. So we know that, you know, we are beings with consciousness. Our spirit is a being with consciousness, and God gave us three things. God gave us intelligence, God gave us love, and God gave us willpower, goodwill. So, you know, in here, so that is question 23. In questions 27, you know, Allan Kardec talks about God, spirits, and matter. And he also talks about the universal Trinity. Okay, so if we think about, you know, God, spirits, and matter, we also have the Trinity in the Catholic tradition, being, you know, God, Father, and Spirit. You know, also that like Mother, Father, and, you know, Light. Why am I actually mentioning all of those? Because I just wanted to show you that Spiritism see our, you know, soul, our spiritual being as pretty much, you know, this light, this being with consciousness that is pure energy, okay? Why I'm talking about the Trinity? I'm talking about the Trinity because, you know, it's God, Father, and Spirit, you know, God, Father, and Son that are the same. And I just think that, you know, this is just to really put us as a spirit, as light, as being, you know, coming from God, like as being pure energy of God. Okay, so there is not separation between what we are and what God really is. Obviously, God is our creator, but we are, you know, this being with intelligence, with consciousness, with, you know, so special that we are God. We are not God, but we are part of God. And that's what the light is. That's, you know, spiritual energy. That's what God is. That's what we are. So, you know, it's, although we are things different, but we do come from the same essence. And that's absolutely what I also believe. This book, Perispírito, by Zalmino Zimmermann, talks about the 17 properties of the perispirit, and one of them is luminosity, is light. Okay, so obviously, you know, the book talks about being a property of the perispirit. As we know, the perispirit is actually a level below, not a level below, but our spirit actually is, you know, wearing also a perispirit, if you know what I mean. So obviously then the perispirit is going also display this light property that, you know, the spirit is that in its nature. Also with, you know, spiritism also via this book, you know, Darkness and Personal Growth, Light Points, Darkness and Personal Growth. It is explained that darkness is actually defined as a time when, you know, our energy is pretty much funneled into the physical, emotional, and psychic pain. So, and you will understand why I'm saying this. I will probably just going to have to go a little bit ahead with my explanation. But to me, darkness is just a consequence when we disconnect to the light that we originally are. So to me, Amanda, we are, you know, beings of light in nature, and the darkness just comes to our lives when we disconnect to the source that we really are. And I will explain how that happens. And to me, when this book actually explains that darkness is when we focus too much, when we just channel our energy into the, you know, into the physical body, the emotional body, it's actually pretty much what it is when we forget that we are spiritual beings and we start identify ourselves as being, you know, body, being our thoughts, our emotions. That's where we kind of go to the darkness side. That, as I said, is not a dark side. It's just because we're not connecting to what we really are. You know, and sometimes it is necessary that we go to those phases in our lives, because, you know, in order to recognize the good, sometimes we need to go through the bad. It's not that we have to go through the bad to identify the good all the time. That's not it, what I'm saying. But absolutely, sometimes, you know, you need to be able to lose what you have to give importance to, you know, what you used to have. So kind of recognize what you have when you lost it. So this is the same thing. So you go through the dark times to recognize what is good, but doesn't necessarily needs to be like this. Okay, so I just wanted now to talk about the deeper meaning of light and darkness, and then we're going to make the connection why I've started my lecture the way I did. So the concept of light, you know, there are many meanings. It could be, sorry? It could be, you know, not window, but wisdom. That is a typo there. It could be wisdom, intelligence, understanding, okay? As I was saying before, God is made and make us as well with light, love, and power. That would be intelligence, would be love, and would be goodwill. Not goodwill, willpower, apologies. And that's why I was talking about the Trinity with the Catholic tradition that is very coincidental, you know, light, love, and power, Father, Son, and Spirit, you know, Mother, Father, and Divine. You know, there is always this, like those three elements that together actually make, you know, God what it is. In terms of the intelligence and understanding, the spiritual light, when we have a spiritual light that goes through our mental faculty, you know, this light is actually translated in what we call the intelligence and understanding. And, you know, it is important that we actually use this light, this intelligence that God gave it to us in order to make good choices. You know, sometimes people don't actually realize, you know, that God actually gave us a brain for a reason. You know, sometimes people actually forget, myself included, we, you know, trust things too much, or, you know, thought, oh, everything is going to be okay. As I said, God gave us a brain for a reason, and the principle of intelligence for a reason. It is our duty to actually use it and use it in the, you know, for a good purpose. There are people that actually use their intelligence faculty for a purpose that is not that good, that's not horrible. But, you know, intelligence and, you know, good intention actually can translate into, you know, amazing actions, and also, you know, good things. So in here, I'm saying, you know, light is an energy, a spiritual energy, okay? Intelligence is also a spiritual energy expressed by our mental faculty, as I said. And the higher that we are in the spiritual hierarchy, the more pure this light is, and the more light you will able to connect with, okay? Because the thing is, we are light. It doesn't matter actually if you are a criminal, if you are a saint, we are light. We are spirits, sorry, we are children of God, and that there is no action, or there is nothing that's going to erase the fact. However, if we don't connect to this light that we are, then it's where we start actioning in the darkness. That's where we start, you know, thinking in the darkness. So, you know, that's why it's very important for us to be always connected with good things, and especially with good thoughts, because the more good things and the more, you know, and the more, how can I say, divine things, you know, that we connected to, the more energy we're going to display, the more the right attitudes, the right actions, the right words, everything is just going to fall into the right place. Yeah. Sorry, how do, okay, sorry, apologies. Hence the beauty of the prodigal son. Hello, great. What did you mean by that, calling? Sorry? Oh, is that the parable? Yeah, yeah. But sorry, why are you saying that?
Hello, Amanda.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I am great. Yes, it is beautiful to be a part once again of this wonderful gathering. You were speaking before of the importance of darkness, and that we are given opportunity to grow, to find that which is uncertain and driven by ego, but driven by a disconnectedness. And this allows us to then be drawn once again to love. But you were saying that darkness is so important. And I said, yes, hence the beauty of the prodigal son. Yes.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I understand now. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I'll go back. Okay. So I just wanted to, you know, touch upon the concept of darkness. And I found this comparison very Okay, all right, okay. So everybody can hear, right? Okay, cool. So the concept of darkness. So if you have two rooms and you look into them and you're gonna compare which one is the darker, which one is the darker room. I think maybe this is, yeah, maybe just turn it over. Oh yeah. Okay. Isn't that like noise? Noise sounds. Making a bit of noise.
Yeah, so then you're gonna ask yourself, which room is darker? So it's not about which room is darker, it's which room receives the less light. Because if a room, if you are able to receive more light in a particular room, that's one, obviously that's going to be the room that is, has less darkness for you. But it's not the emphasis is not in the darkness. The emphasis is in the light, in the lack of light. And that's what I really want to bring here today as a message. Let's not focus about the role of darkness in the light, but it is more about the lack of light that gives us the darkness. Okay, and this lack of light, in terms of us in this incarnation, because we're not connected with our light, with ourself, our spiritual self, with our higher soul, with our spirit, whatever name you want to give it to it. Okay. So it is, as I said, so is when we put a criminal and a saint together, what is the difference between them? There is no difference between them. Both of them are beings of light. However, there is more light being able to come through the saint, and that's why he has the amazing actions that he has, while the light is not able to penetrate into the criminal, and that's why he's gonna go and let his saints take over rather than his light. So we want to go through that. Hopefully you understand a little bit better. All right. So, why do I believe the soul is pure light? Okay, soul is pure light because soul is made of energy, has no mass. Okay, and it's made with, as I said, pure spiritual energy, and that's something that it's probably, I don't know how, like scientifically you can actually prove it, but in my spiritual studies, that's how they actually represent the soul, as a pure spiritual energy made of light and no mass. Okay, so when us, our, the soul come to this body to incarnate, okay, there is a connection, unbreakable apart from that, obviously, between my soul, my light, my spiritual self, and three different bodies. There is the physical body, that's the one that you can see here, my mental body, those my feelings and my emotions, and also the mental body. Okay, so that's my brain. So that's things that I think. So when we incarnate we need to animate those three bodies, all right, in order to live this physical life. Those three bodies, they have tendencies. Okay, so what is the tendency of the physical body, for example?
Decay.
Huh?
Decay, get old.
Exactly, like, yeah, what is the tendency? Like, so you eat, you sleep, you have sex, I don't know, there are so many things. Look, sorry, physical needs, exactly. Now, what is the nature of the emotional body, for example? The emotional body, how do you feel today? Today I feel happy, tomorrow I feel sad, today I feel content, tomorrow I don't feel so much content. So it's always up and down. It's always up and down. And the emotional body, the tendency, I'm not saying if you have a controlled emotional body, that probably not like that. But if you have like a free and not controlled, emotional body, you just the drama for this, drama for that. You just let your emotions overcome you too much. I absolutely, identify with that one. And each one, obviously, the emotions, they are, they're not going to have so much impact on you once you kind of can control them. But if you don't, then yeah, it can get you in a pretty delicate place. Mental, what the mental does, I want to think, I want to analyze, I want to make sure I know this, I want to be logical, you know, so that's what the mental body does, all right?
The body wants to identify with everything that's.
Sorry?
The mental body wants to identify itself with anything that is.
Yeah.
It exists.
Yeah, because it's logical, something logical. So, basically that's like, I think so, I think, what's the, that's, yeah, but that's,
Yeah, but that's, so yeah, so I think of, I think, so I really was, I don't remember the name of the philosopher now.
Descartes.
Yeah, but that now is kind of replaced by actually the opposite. As life is first, right? Life exists, and thinking process is just consequence of life existing.
oh, okay. I knew about the first one in terms of I think therefore I exist, but I didn't know the second one. But it's interesting because it is pretty much like, I mean, you know, the mental body, like, I mean, I'm very mental, so I need to be logical and think about everything. You know, if I don't think, if I don't plan, if I don't compare, if I don't, I'm not me. And this is something that I work with, because sometimes, obviously, it's good to show from your mental, but you can't let your just be mental. You know, obviously, there will need to be a balance, but that's not the case now. So why am I saying everything is? So if you know, and remember, guys, emotional body, physical body, and mental body, they are necessary bodies for us to be human beings. Like, I mean, we need them. We need them to be here to have this experience. So what happened is, this is pure matter. Okay, this is pure matter. So my you know, as I said, my physical body, without my soul, without this light that's going to, you know, animate it, as I said, much food and sex and survival, and money, everything for survival. All right. If this body is not controlled, the only thing that's going to do, eat. So, you know, we're going to have maybe some weight problems, some, you know, healthy problems. If you want to have sex all the time, you're going to have 300 different babies around the world, you know, because that's what our, you know, wants to do, is procreate. Money. So we know we need money to start. So the basic chakra, that is the, you know, chakra responsible for prosperity. I'm going to say, oh, okay, I need money to survive. Let's rob a bank. Oh, what a wonderful idea. My body wants to survive. So that's, you know, so my basic chakra, without my light, it doesn't have the discernment of really understanding what is actually right to do or wrong to do. So my chakra is telling me, okay, you need money, go and rob a bank. My light, my spiritual self comes in and say, no, robbing a bank is wrong. You should not rob a bank because you're going to hurt people. This is not right, etc., etc. My chakra then receives this light, like, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense. And then obviously this idea will go away. However, if I don't have this light coming through me, what's going to happen? The basic chakra is going to say, hey, you want to rob a bank? Oh yeah, wonderful idea, let's go for it. So do you understand when I say about your light penetrate, like you being the light? So I'm here as Amanda, incarnated. Obviously, I have a connection with my soul. When I lose this connection, okay, what's going to happen? And if I let my body take over, there is a tendency. I'm not saying it's 100% of the time, but there is a tendency that we might not have the most right actions, and that really leads us to darkness. Okay, so as I said, you know, Amanda, the spiritual self, not the man incarnated, my soul that had many incarnations, that, you know, were light for many bodies, all right? My soul can overtake this darkness, sorry, not darkness, but they all can, you know, emanate light to my body, light where I am now, and help me to have the understanding, the, you know, wisdom the clarity, everything that we need to actually, do things that will actually, connect us to light, that will lead us to not light, to lead us to enlightenment. Now, if I really don't let this light shine inside me, connect them, it's very probable that I will take, the wrong paths, and we might have wrong actions towards others and even towards myself. Okay, so as I was saying to you, I don't believe in terms of differences. I believe that everybody is a being of light, even the ones that commit the most horrendous acts. I think what happened is definitely that sometimes there is a disconnection. And when the disconnection happens, that's where, things can go wrong. And I am a true believer that our physical, mental, and emotional bodies, it's not that they are dead, it's just that they matter. They are matter. So they want to do things to survive. And without this enlightenment of ours that comes from our higher soul, there is a very big chance that, we're not going to have those actions of light because we're just not connecting with what we really are. So I just wanted to kind of give it to you, the chakra functions for us to understand, what are the psychological functions into the chakras, and if that particular and how that can actually translate. So for example, let's start with the lower nature chakras. So the lower nature chakras are everything from the base plexus down below. Okay, so those lower nature chakras, they are actually responsible for our survival pretty much. So basic chakras, action, money, work, being productive. Sex chakra is procreation. Navel chakra is the instinct. So our instinct, that is the navel chakra, that's right here. The solar plexus, the center of emotions, the law of yourself. So in those chakras, they are very much in control of your existence. They actually guide you instead of you guiding them. Yes, there is absolutely the potential risk that you're going to be in darkness. However, if we let this light that is ours, that comes from our soul, from our essence of God, shining into us, then obviously we can survive, and they obviously can still have their function and still perform what they have to perform, but this will come with enlightenment, and we want to know what's right, we want to do, going to be able to guide by divine ideas, we're going to be able to do a lot of the things that we actually want to do. So with the higher chakras, so heart, love for others, throat is actually knowledge, ajna is understanding, forehead is inner seeing, and the crown chakra, as I said, it's the spiritual gate for higher energy. Okay, so very, very important, guys. In terms of understanding this is, first of all, we are light. It's not that we light, we already are light. What we need to do is make sure that we let this light that we are reach all the parts of our bodies. Obviously, we're talking about chakras because they have different functions, psychological functions, physical functions. And as we receive the light, as our energy centers receive the light, we have a better chance to be the light, and better actions with our brothers and sisters, etc., etc. Okay. So this was what I wanted to bring out for you guys. I know this is a bit of a new concept, probably not as very interesting and really difficult to understand, so I completely understand. That was, oh my God, super cool, right? But it is something that is, I don't know if people, it's not a concept that is very wide out there in terms of how this is actually portrayed, but I wanted to bring it to you because I believe that this group does have the knowledge and also the understanding to, to know these concepts. And obviously, nobody needs to come and say, totally cool with what I said, but just think about what I said and how this is actually going for you. Like, are you letting your light come into you and really like reaching your heart, reaching your sense of emotion? Are you letting this light? Are you controlling your emotions? And when I say it's not controlling, suppressing, it's controlling because you connect with your light. So how is it for you? So I would like actually to understand. We've got just how long we have, 5 minutes just for discussion. How you guys feel about it? Let's start with you.
Chakras more than
Beliefs.
yeah, so yeah, correct. Light. I agree with what he said. I think the connection to light, I would call perception of the light. So it's perception. So the darkness of the light in our lives are all perceptions, what we perceive in such a time. And that's what I perceive for me, I want to talk about me. So how I perceive my lives or not. It depends on the value that I put in my nature, structures and constructs at other time. So every time something happens that could get you away from your lives, there is also always a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
That story is the mental creation. So depending on how much I feed, how much I allow the story to develop and buy into that story, that's how much I stop perceiving my life. About emotions, it's hard to talk about control because we know now control. And emotions are very good too. They are there for a reason. The emotions tell you something. When the emotions arise, tell you something about your perception, about the body, about what's happening. So the emotion, it doesn't need to be controlled, but it needs to be probably use our understand. And it's part of this process as well. But sometimes it's not a story, but it's an emotion that arises, and they make me get away get distance from my perception. So when you understand that, and you see the emotions that align rather than take over, you just see the emotion from the distance and try to understand what this emotion is trying to tell me.
Yeah, no, absolutely makes sense. No, for me, it does make sense. Absolutely. I agree with you about the perception of light in terms of perceiving, because we are what we are is whether we perceive that we are that light. I think I agree with you. Is that what you meant in terms of perceiving? Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I think that's a great way of putting it.
Actually, way. How do you change? It's just the way you perceive.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yes. This is how perceiving things. In a negative way, gosh, my experience is negative. And then all that turmoil of emotions and everything and stories in my mind. So but it's very hard.
Yeah, my experience with that is, you know, whenever I have a situation that makes me really uneasy, and you know, I had those very recent at work. The best thing for me is just go back to meditation and just quiet my mind. Like, it's really the only thing that helps me nowadays is meditate. Nothing, and it wasn't like that before. Believe me. But now, if I'm uneasy, so for example, if I'm angry or something at work happens and I just feel very upset about it, then I can't, you know, I go to meditation, I quiet my mind, I quiet my emotions. Let's not control. I think you said it right. Let's not say control emotion, but quiet emotions. You know, maybe, you know, we're talking about understanding. But once I do that, it's amazing how I feel so much better afterwards, just because I was able to connect with the nothingness that I am. You know, absolutely, you know, absolutely. Dai, would you like to just say your experience? If you like, I mean, in terms of, like, I mean, in your day to day, do you perceive that? Do you perceive your light? Or like, I mean, and when you are in a difficult situation, like how you go back to, you know, like, I mean, that feeling good or feeling peace, how is it for you?
It's a road. Still the path of trying to understand my emotions. Many times in my group meditation, even though I learned that meditation is not about quiet your mind, that the noise and embrace and understanding, love yourself, all that do even.
Almost beautifully.
Yeah.
I like
But
it.
like many times for me, I hold those emotions, and then many times I explore those emotions, but it feels what I need to at that time. You know, sometimes in the situation, sometimes I just hold that emotion and keep like talking with myself, with my mentor, with all the spirits that is close with me, you know, about why is that happening, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes I just explode, sometimes I just, it's just like a road. When I feel, even though I know God is kind of listening all the time, there's no way out of God. We are immersed in God as an ocean.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have my check and I'm like, really? No. Like many times I take time to have a really one-on-one with him.
One-on-one.
You know,
But after you have this one-on-one, do you feel a bit more calm, or how does it? Sometimes.
Sometimes I get out and poured out, and it's okay. It's a
Yeah.
process. Like you feel the worst.
Yeah.
But I understand that you don't that, and like for me, the raw, very true is that many times I will, sometimes I can get this quietness, this extension as we learn fully, you know, this understanding, and many times I don't. And it's okay because sometimes you don't need to know. That's the prayer that you taught us. Like, I never want to say anything else. Divide focus fast.
Oh,
That part of the prayer.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Free yourself into temptations from temptations, and
Because we ask that for God, and many times He's doing what we ask Him, we don't understand. So we kind of need to accept, you know, and keep forward. So I'm on the journey of accepting things and accepting things. Sometimes I think nowadays, having spiritual in my life, I can say that spiritual really brought me more understanding. And accept things and then try to evolve and then okay, what I can do from now. And I found that before that I used to give words stress and person. But nowadays, because of everything that I'm learning to hear your words and study, I'm less passionate about emotions and how things go on. Nowadays I can read more.
that's good. That's amazing. That is really good. That is a good advancement, right?
Sometimes I
No, of course, no, yeah. But we're learning. And that's what is about emotion. They are roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, that's what they are. Well, that's my belief anyway. Yeah, there we go. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is really amazing. Sorry, I will quickly. Can I? No. You're right. Yeah. So I just wanted to know from you guys. I would like to hear Jackson. What about you, Primo?
It's very hard. It's a very hard analogy. It's a really hard analogy. Like, we try to dark and light. It's about emotions. They are all expressed emotions. You see, you shine. It's like you shine. Very quiet, shine, meditating, shine. But if you are very active, feeling better, good day, you are enthusiastic, you getting the little things for the kids, etc. You shine. So it's about emotions. If you feel really bad, you're not recognized for something that you've done, then you get into the darkness. Again, it's about emotions. I think it's
more how to feel about something.
exactly, yeah. And that's where comes the shiny and dark. So if you feel hungry, if you feel, it's more egocentric kind of thing, probably. It's more about your ego, about your proudness, then you are into the dark mode. Dark mode is that thing that you are about you in the century. When you are,
I like the dark mode.
yeah.
So how do you come out of the dark mode?
Well, it's to get away from the dark mode, you need to let it go.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Amazing. Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go. And you know what? This master that I follow, he went to a place called Bhutan. I think I heard about Bhutan. I'm not sure what, but apparently it's like a kingdom, right? And it's a very spiritual place. I don't know if they're all or something like that. Yeah. And apparently, so we went to like caves that people, masters who teach meditation, things like that. And he asked the guardian, he said, "Oh, so what, between all the masters that I've seen, what is the thing that they say the most and say, I'm really teaching it for more. I'm really for let it go. It's the one that, and if you think about it, so true. Because, even unconsciously sometimes people let go of things. So like sometimes I'm kind of thinking of something and then I'm still on this, I'm still connected to this. Why? And then I make conscious choice of, okay, I'm disconnected to that.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. That's very good.
Then we get engaged in the network.
So let it go is fantastic. I really love that. What about you, Pina?
Me,
How do you connect?
I don't control anything. This is a disaster. But also I'm a very optimistic person. I'm very optimistic.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm in the dark, really.
Yeah.
So I just try to accept. Things goes wrong. Try to do better next time. Yeah, just acceptance really, and correct the direction. Yeah, but
eat fat food, but I try to use like logic and think like, why am I feeling like that, and why am I having those feelings, and how can I transform that into a bright exit or a bright outcome. So yeah.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, usually yes.
You always come with those questions. Oh, he's your roller coaster. No. He used that like
helps me with my roller
Oh,
coaster.
yeah,
Like,
like,
every time I ask something, he always comes with those questions. Like, how you feeling about that? What you can do about that? Don't want to know. Just want to
It's so funny because it seems that
I want to
it's very kind of, it's very chilled.
Yeah.
It's very chilled, and I think that would be really good for your spouse.
Yeah.
You balance me, I'm chaos, you balance me. What about you? Like, do you recognize when you kind of, get, if you have a difficult situation in your life, or you kind of disconnect on your life? Can you see that, or you're not sure?
No, it is interesting, this concept of light, or really I never thought in that
Yeah,
way.
that's right, yeah,
But-
it's very new. I've never chosen something like that.
But the thing is, each time we are going for prayers, we have many, when we do pray, we always say, let's think of connecting to the light,
Yeah.
Jesus light is
Yeah.
light.
Yeah.
But I never thought of, it's just maybe a way of concentrating for the prayer.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Prayer, it's fantastic, and it's a very good way to, to remind, to receive our life purpose already.
But I was not looking at my life, I was looking at that external
light.
light.
Yeah, exactly. That's important. And as I said, guys, this concept is very new, right? I don't think I've ever heard this concept. And I just wanted to read to you because I felt confident. It might be like a page or something, but have a think about it first. Have a really think about it. What I said, I will look at Colleen to say. That's exactly what I want. It's not about the exterior life. You are right. You are right. And sometimes you just all light darkness. It's not true. So next time you think of light, think about obviously your mentors and high spiritual beings. Their lights are important, but you are light. So Colleen, you're the last one. Sorry guys, I'm 8:15. I'm super late. So what do you have to say about light and darkness in your life?
I can't say it easily because we are so prone to using definitions that force us into describing things in duality. Light is good, darkness is bad. Light is wonderful and illuminating, and yet darkness is depressing and a place for reflection. It is for me to love it all and to find peace in the sense of, I can't say it easily, but you began the presentation today in such a beautiful way, Amanda. You described the presence of light and darkness as important in our lives, as something that complements each other, that we are given moments of peace and quiet to reflect. Whether this is darkness or whether this is peace and quiet or whatever it is, we need to breathe in. Maybe one can call it light. To breathe out, we need to breathe out the negative. We can call that darkness, but it is the ebb and flow. The earth needs to breathe. We all need to be embracing the whole experience of life and knowing that we are never in darkness, that we are always surrounded in love, which is light, which is magnificent. And all of it is to be honored, and never for us to hide away in the shadows and say, we are not good enough. We have failed. We are struggling. For us to dispense of the terms that decide that we are separate, you began by saying that being in darkness is often to forget that we are connected. And yes, we may forget, but it is for each of us as parents, for each of us as teachers, for each of us as friends, for each of us as brothers and sisters, to share the idea that we are always connected, that we are always one with each other in light and in love, and to dispense of the negative, what is it? Symbols, pictures. And your pictures today have been beautiful because they all reflected love and light. And we are, despite whether we forget or not, we are always in light. We are always in love. And we need to share this message, whether it is we are connected in Jesus or we are connected in Muhammad. This is irrelevant. We are connected in love. We are connected to everything that is, to divine love. Yes, yes.
Actually, this is really good what you said, because even myself, I didn't think this way, because obviously, when we, disidentify ourselves with the light, at least for me, I don't really have, good emotions, good feelings, good thoughts. So then, obviously then I disregard the experience at all, that's not worth it. I don't want to be like this. But actually what you said is pretty true. That phase is necessary to actually, obviously, as we said before, to know where you want to go, to, differentiate and be able to evolve. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. Darkness and light, I think obviously they complement each, even though they are different, but they complement each other. And I think, yes, absolutely. We just need to cherish both of them because their phase is necessary for us.
But we would not know what's light if there was no darkness. That's what I said. So you don't know what satisfaction will be. There is no satisfaction. That's because experience itself. Again, it's to have both sides. How not experience one without other? There's no way.
Yeah. Well, I would like to be more enlightened. I don't know about you. No, I was just joking. But okay, no, I understand and I agree. I guess for us, for me, it's really trying to connect to your light as much as possible because as Corinne said, that's not, sorry, apologies. Colin, sorry, I had my workmates in my mind, I don't know why. Colin said, be always in light. To me, sometimes when I don't feel like that is because I'm temporarily disconnected, but as you guys said, it's important that experience because then just,
And Colin said, when she said we never disconnect, you cannot disconnect.
It's my perception of disconnection, sorry. Apology, yeah, I agree. It's so like it's word, but I totally agree with you, girls. It's the perception of disconnection. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So next time you guys decide those topics, make sure don't give such a difficult topic. It was difficult to put this together because it's not something that I've ever kind of presented before, Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everybody's comments because we speak English.
on you stop sharing? Oh, this is not. My perception of my hair. My hair is gray. You see? Sorry, am I doing the prayer boxes? Is am I doing or anyone of you doing? Oh, yeah, okay. Am I doing everything? Okay, cool. Yeah. And then the pastor is gonna do everything. Everything. Okay, sounds good. Would you wanna? No, you're running. Right then, everybody. So let's just stand. Close our eyes. Special moments. Tune to the silence, atmosphere. That we have very spiritual, very special, enlightened beings. Pedro Manuel, that is going to join energies with us for us to really generate an enormous amount of energy to send to our brothers and sisters in need, bless the earth, bless every person, every being inside it, and also share this blessing energy with ourselves in order for our own healing and our own health. So let's just breathe in, out, and while we breathe in, we just bring in purity, the silence, the calmness, and the tranquility to all the cells in our bodies. And when we exhale, we consciously removing all the stress, all the use of energy, all the negative energy that we have accumulated. So I will ask you kindly to do that for a couple of more times in your own privacy. Being really mindful of this amazing mechanism that is our breath. And now that we are connected and in tune with the atmosphere, I will now say a prayer, and I would like you to focus in your heart and in your crown chakra, for us to really connect it with the amount, the gigantic quantity of energy. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person and every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person and every being. May the messenger of God return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wheels of man, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, what called the race of man, let the plan of love and light work out, and it may seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore its plan on earth. To God, all the saints, all the angels, all the light spirits, all the high spiritual hierarchy, we humbly invoke for your love, for your presence, and for your light, for your healing energy, in order to bless, in order to send energy of love, of compassion, of joy, of happiness, of forgiveness, tranquility, inner peace, inner healing. We humbly ask to you, to help and us, to send this amazing energy to our brothers and sisters that are in need. We send this love, light, and will energy to all people which name have been written into the box, to every person that is sick, that is sad, that is lonely, that is in need of support, and we don't know. We send this energy to everyone in earth, this energy that will comfort their hearts, comfort their minds, and calm their spirits. We would like to send this energy to people in hospital, to people in prison, to people in third age facilities that don't have visitors, to orphanages, to everywhere in the world where there is somebody in need of help. We humbly and lovingly send this energy. I would like each one of you now, in your own privacy, to have a chat, to say, to really intend to send energy for your loved ones, and especially the ones that are not so loved. In your own privacy, in your own heart, send energy to those brothers and sisters. Send the energy of love, send energy of compassion, of peace, of inner healing, of forgiveness, compassion, perseverance, hope, faith. We send the energy to all beings, to all directions, above and beyond. We send this energy to not only on the earth, but every planet in our universe. More developed planets, less developed planets, we send to every being in the universe. Loving, light, willpower, energy. So, I would like you guys to still keep your eyes closed. I will again say a prayer. And after that, I will guide a little meditation in self-healing. So once more now, I would like you guys to really focus on those words and wishing with your heart and soul what I am going to say. From the point of light within the minds of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person every day. Let light descend on earth.
From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the heart of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wheels of man, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center of what we call the race of man, let the plan of love and light work out, and it may seal the door where evil dwells. Let love, light, and power restore the plan on earth. I will kindly ask all of you now to visualize a bright light just on the top of your head. This bright light now enter your crown chakra, penetrating this energy center, cleansing, removing all the negative energy, all the used up energy, stress energy that is in the crown chakra. Everything is being disintegrated and your crown feels light. Feels light, feels luminous. The light now goes to in the middle of your eyebrows, cleansing all the chakras that are in our head, so forehead, ajna, and back of the head. All the minor chakras are also cleansing by this amazing, bright, spiritual, pure light. You can actually feel your head light. You can actually see this light. You can feel it. This bright light travels your throat. Visualize a bright light in your throat, cleansing completely any worries, any concerns, any misunderstandings. All negative energy that is actually part in the throat chakra now is being completely cleansed and neutralized by this bright energy that is coming from the high spiritual hierarchy from God. Now this light is traveling to your heart. This energy center that is responsible for love for others. You feel compassion. You feel love. You feel connected to other people. We are one. This light now travels through your solar plexus, just where your stomach is. Boca do estômago, as we say in Brazil. And this light now deeply, very deeply, I want you to really focus this light in your solar plexus. Visualize yourself receiving this luminous, brilliant light that washes your solar plexus, really disintegrating any negative emotions, any negative energy related to jealousy and pride, lack of self-esteem, all those energies being washed. You feel your chakra being cleansed, you feel your chakra light, and most importantly, you feel this light. The light now travels to the navel, close to the to your umbilical. Sorry, I kind of forgot to say English, but to your belly button. Thank you. Your belly button now feels this light. It travels. It is circulating, cleansing